What's up and welcome back to Thrashing Outdoors, guys. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. Today, well, let me just tell you what we got going on. Tomorrow we leave for a big trip, 14 days worth of fishing, traveling around. 7 days in Minnesota, 6 days in Minnesota, and then 7 days in Arkansas. If you're curious, we're gonna be heading to Lake Capitogama up in Minnesota, and then down to Norfolk Lake in Arkansas. But for today, we've got to get stuff ready. I need to get this uncovered, make sure it's cleaned up, get it all ready to, everything's in it that I need. We're gonna be checking oils and checking the hubs, make sure that everything's greased, make sure we've got good oil in the truck, tire pressures are good, and all that fun stuff. Make sure she's ready to travel a 2,500 mile round trip over the next 2 weeks. The reason I wanted to put this together today is just to kind of show you guys what I go through. Now, if you're going to the lake every day, which is like takes you 10, 15, 20 minutes to get there, and that's all you're traveling, maybe do this once a year. But if you're ever going on a long trip, it's always wise to check everything before you leave, so you don't get halfway there or even there and find yourself stranded. So if you guys are interested in watching this, stay tuned, because we've got 14, actually it's 15 days with today, but 15 days of just awesome footage. We're going to be doing a lot of fishing in Minnesota, fishing, cooking, drinking, hanging out with buddies, and then when we go down to Arkansas, it's gonna be more of a family type deal. So there'll be lots of fishing, hopefully some tubing, and you know, hanging out with family. I don't know how much of that stuff I'll show you, but we're definitely, hopefully, gonna be recording a lot of fishing videos. So we got a lot to do today, a lot. Like I said, we leave tomorrow about 2 o'clock, so it is now 9:30 in the morning today, and I've got to get my truck cleaned out. I got to start getting everything packed into the truck. Like I said, I want to make sure the boat's good to go. I want to make sure all my lures, tackle boxes are good to go. Oils in here are good to go. Axles are greased and ready. Tire pressures are good. I have to run to the store, make sure I pick up a few items for the trip, and then, you know, do some grooming and things that need to be done before I leave for 2 weeks. So lots and lots of stuff, you know, clothes getting packed. I'm sure if you guys have ever taken a trip, you usually, you know, freak out a little bit, make sure you have everything. But it's gonna be a long day today, so let's get started. So first thing I gotta do is, yesterday we went shooting, so I gotta get all my metal targets out, and there are a lot of shell casings laying in the back of my truck, which need to be, oh, that might have taken a shot or two. What do you think? But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that need to be cleaned out. All right, so first off, as you've seen, I kind of got the truck, the big stuff put in it. Had to go change into shorts because it's like 80 degrees, but it's kind of muggy. I'm sweating my rear off. But first thing I'm going to do inside the boat is make sure my tackle is good. And by what I mean is I got a couple of these boxes I got to dish out through. You know, make sure that everything, I got to go through my weights, make sure I got all my weights stacked up the way I want. All right, so just by looking at this, I can already tell you that I need a few weights put in here. Trash. Ooh, crappie. Good crappie. Trash. Ooh. Okay, so that's the rest of this trash. I need a crappie box. I need a crappie box. All right, so we got her pretty well straightened out. I'm gonna give you a quick view of what I got here. So I've got my crankbait box, jerk bait, little top water action hard baits, jig box. You can see that. Kind of got a ladle half, quarter, 3/4, 3/8. You know, so I know this is kind of just random miscellaneous stuff. We got a couple frogs, a couple of the baits I can't really fit anywhere else. This is my terminal tackle for bass and crappie, bluegill, so. It's got my worm weights and slip weights, and then mostly hooks. Here is the spinner box. You know, I've got rooster tails, a couple spoons, those, which I also have in here. I just remembered that I wanted to take out and put in here. So yeah, I've got that box, and then this one's kind of just some bobbers and whatnot. I haven't just really decided what I'm gonna do with that. This is more terminal tackle. This is for bigger catfish. I need to put some more weights in here, but this is just basically circle hooks, weights, swivels, so-and-so, stink bait holders, just basically for catfishing. And here's my jig box. Several, I classify them by weights, so 1/8 ounce, 1/4 ounce, 3/8 ounce, 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce, and then these are just kind of some random ones that I bought. These are all the ones that I've made, and then these are the ones that I've bought that have the swim tails with them and whatnot, and then, you know, a couple different things. But jigs, swim baits, whatnot in there. And then last but not least, my crappie balls. So I've got a couple things in here, and I'll be adding more to this for crappie. And the way I usually store this, the way I'm going to store this, is up here in the front. I've got my money bags with all my soft packs in there, and things that I use on the norm, like the crankbaits, the jigs, terminal tackle, and probably I don't know, another box I'll put in these containers. I can fit 2 in each one, and then everything else I'll probably store in here, so that way I can lock it up. As you can see, I got some more crappie stuff down in here, and then after I'm done, I'll probably lock everything up, and I'm gonna sweep the boat out and clean everything real good. So slap my tail off. Let's get to it. All right, so tackle boxes are put away. I still have to sweep the inside, but you can see, maybe you can see, I don't know if you can or not. Yeah, look at that dirt. Oh, she's dirty. She's oh so dirty. So all I'm doing is I'm just detailing the outside, cleaning all the dust off. As you can see on this side, oh, so clean. Oh, beautiful. But so I actually have the wax of this stuff too. It works really well, and about twice a year I usually get underneath and clean the hull up really well. You can see I've got some water lines. I'll wipe that down now, but I'm not going to get carried away. I'm not getting too far underneath the boat, because like I said, I'm getting ready to do a 2,500 mile trip. I already super waxed it the beginning of this year and last year before I put it away, so it's got a good coat of wax on it. It just needs to be wiped off a little bit. We're going to shine the wheels up real nice. But yeah, so what I like to do is about twice a year I'll wax the whole boat. Usually, maybe sometimes 3 times. Usually in the beginning of the year, which I've only had it for about a year, so don't get me wrong. Don't act like don't think I've had this forever and this is my routine. But so far, what I've liked to do is I'm going to try to wax it in the spring and at least in the fall, so it'll have a good coat of wax on it going into the storage, and then it's got a good coat for the year. Now, going into this year so far, I've noticed it's actually still pretty. It's real smooth. Feels like glass still, so the wax is working. It's the same way on the bottom too, but if I go after this trip and it's not so much, I might wax it again, so make it 3 times a year, but I think 2 is gonna be plenty. All right, so while we've been away here, got the yard mowed, and she's pretty well cleaned up. I've got the inside vacuumed out, got all the windows cleaned, wiped down the outside, and polished up the wheels. Might even, when I go to the store later, I might even get me a little tire shine, you know, make it look good. But one thing I am got to do still is I'm gonna put a little grease in the hubs, but I don't have any with me. If you're gonna grease them, make sure you put marine grease. Don't use just any old grease. Make sure it's a marine. These are getting dunked in water, and the marine helps repel that water a lot better. So anytime you're doing trailer, you know, boat trailer axles, make sure you're using marine grease. So I have to go to the store still for that, and that's what I have done. I have checked all the tire pressures. They're all good. I even checked the spare. If you guys are going on a long road trip, don't forget to check the spare. If you get into a situation where you have a blowout and your spare doesn't have enough air, it ain't doing you no good. So like I said, if you're doing short trips, not a big deal. But if you're doing long trips like what I'm about to do, I'm literally about to put in about 2 weeks time, there's gonna be about 2,500 miles put onto this trailer. So make sure the tires have all the right pressure air. Make sure they all look good. I mean, they're only about 2 years old now, a year old, and I don't see any real problems with them. They're all still in great shape. There's no wear marks that look bad on them. There's no gouges taken out of them. I haven't had any leaks, so I'm not worried about the it having a hole anywhere. Like I said, I've checked all the pressures, and I've never once really put air in them. They've always held the right amount of pressure. And like I said, check the spare, and then it does kind of look like they could use a little grease in the axles, so I will be doing that. But as of right now, everything's clean. Everything's locked up. I locked all the compartments. I've yeah, I did take the cover off here and check the oil. The oil looks good. This is actually pretty easy. I don't know if you guys have ever got one on your motor, but this is actually really nice. Underneath of it still looks super clean. Sorry, I guess I should have showed you. It's super easy to take on and off, but I'm not worried about it coming down the road. It's got a little, ooh, that's hot. It's got a ratcheting system up front to hold it down. So yeah, guys, I mean, I think she's pretty well ready to go. It's got like 3/4 of a tank of fuel. I'll probably top it off when I get up there. That way I don't have to haul it. I mean, 3/4 of a tank isn't much. 10 gallons maybe. It's a 40-gallon tank, and it's got a little over 3/4 of a tank. So, you know, say 10 gallons at 8 pounds, that's about 80 pounds. So I'll wait till I get up there to top it off. And I think that's about it. I don't have anything else. If I'm missing something that you guys think I should be checking before I leave, to make sure it's good, you know, I know my lights work. I had it literally hooked up like a couple days ago, so I'm not worried about the lights not working. I got my new sticker for the trailer plate put on, which is freaking ridiculous. $158 freaking for a trailer. Stupid. It just irritates the dog crap out of me. But yeah, we're gonna go get the truck washed up. Finish loading her up. take a shower, cook some food, and enjoy the rest of the evening. And tomorrow we're gonna be on the way, guys. We're leaving I'll probably be leaving around noon, 1 o'clock, and doing a stop in Rockford to pick up a few people, and then we're gonna head another 4 hours from there to Rice Lake, Wisconsin, and we're gonna stay the night there, get up in the morning, and we got about a 4-hour drive from there to Arrowhead Lodge. If you guys are, I don't know if you're if you know that place, comment below. I'm curious to see how many people know or have ever been there or whatnot. That's where we're going this year. So I think that's all I got to show you guys. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you guys got any comments, concerns, questions, leave them below. I try to answer all of them if YouTube tells me about it, or I do a random search every now and then just to go through all my comments and see if there's anything I missed. I try to get back to everybody, but that's it. I think she's all cleaned up. She's ready to rock and roll, and I'm ready to do some fishing. So if you guys are ready to see that, please stay tuned, because tomorrow starts the day. We'll be traveling tomorrow, and tomorrow's Friday. By Saturday night, we're going to be fishing, and I'm going to record it all. So thanks for watching. We're thrashing out. We'll catch you in the next one.